This initial stretch to Vientiane was the halfway point of a 48-hour journey which included a relaxed overnight stay in Vientiane, the capital city of Laos, before continuing on to Kunming in the Yunnan province of China. I have completed this journey from Bangkok to Vientiane multiple times before, but here I share my most recent in April 2025 with an overnight train from Bangkok, Krung Thep Afiwat Station, traveling to the Vientiane Kamsavath railway station in Laos. To highlight just how simple this train journey is, I traveled with little more than my passport, wallet, phone, and clothes. No laptop, printed paper, or pre-arranged visas. I also traveled solely with Thai baht, and I neither took or received Lao Kip during my 24+ hours stay in Laos. It took roughly 12 hours from Bangkok to Vientiane in total, including border procedures and onward travel to the city center. The journey involves an overnight sleeper train from Bangkok to Nong Khai. Trains leave the main Krung Thep Amphiwat station in Bangkok and take around 12 hours to the Nong Khai border for immigration before crossing the Thai-Lao Friendship Bridge into Laos. The lower berth second-class sleepers are recommended for this journey with better space and window views at night. Bookings are easily made on D-Ticket, the official state railway of Thailand website. Make sure the origin station is Krung Thep Afiwat and the destination is Vientiane Kamsavath in Laos. Also, it's best to book in advance as berths sell out quick. However, there are alternative options if fully booked. I found this on my recent booking where the direct trains from Bangkok to Vientiane were fully booked at least 2 weeks in advance. Fortunately, it is simple to switch to the earlier Nong Khai train and follow the same line from there. There are also benefits of the earlier Nong Khai train, as the train is cleaner and more comfortable. You can also grab breakfast and queue up for immigration before hopping into the third-class seats when the direct Bangkok to Vientiane train arrives. While the sleeper berths may have been fully booked on the direct train to Vientiane, there will always be lots of third-class seats free for the journey from Nong Khai to Vientiane railway station. Tickets are also silly cheap at 35 baht in 2025. After passing immigration on the Thai side, a quick biometrics check and stamp out, the train crosses Friendship Bridge and takes roughly 35 minutes in total to reach the Vientiane railway station. Most passports will require a visa for Laos, which can be easily sorted in advance with an e-visa. However, it is advised to apply 2 to 3 days before travel, and on this instance I left it too late. Instead, I opted for a visa on arrival, which may have proved the better option, as the queues for arrivals were much larger with local Thai and Laos travelers. Otherwise, there was only a handful in the queue for visa on arrival. Either way, everyone must complete arrival char and departure cards made available on arrival at the Vientiane railway station. Here, you will need to clear immigration before onward travel to Vientiane city center. Note, this is not the same station for the Laos-China high-speed railway. Otherwise, it's a good 20 to 30-minute drive from Vientiane railway station to the center of Laos. It is easy to find taxis for onward travel, but they are comparatively expensive where the minibus makes a cheaper option for around 35 baht. Fortunately, almost everywhere in Vientiane accepts Thai baht, so you don't need to stress about currency exchange on arrival. This is where things can be a little tricky without a phone with data connection, so it's a good idea to save a map to the hotel. There are taxis and tuk-tuks, but not fixed pricing, and it's not a far walk to reach the riverside tourist areas. Fortunately, Vientiane is a fairly small city to navigate on foot, and the local rideshare app Loca is another option for those with data connection. While Vientiane is the main destination on this instance, it is also possible to bypass on the same day with onward travel to Vang Vieng or Luang Prabang. This involves shuttling from the main Kamsavath station to the Don Naon high-speed railway station for the Laos-China railway line. High-speed trains then leave at around 13:30, but do not travel as far as China at this time. An overnight stay is necessary in Laos for those continuing to China by train. So the train to China departs from the Vientiane high-speed railway station in Don Noon at around 8 a.m. This means an early start to reach the station, which is possible with a 7 a.m. bus from the morning market. To be safe, however, I booked a hotel taxi for around 300,000 kip. It then takes 20 to 25 minutes to reach the station, giving time to grab a paper ticket from the ticket office and check through security before boarding the train to China. The full journey takes around 9 hours and 30 minutes to Kunming, and I personally opt for first-class seats as there is not a large markup on both prices or comfort. I was seated on the left side of the train, which is best for views passing the scenic destinations like Vientiane and Luang Prabang, but I was also riding backwards, which felt a bit weird. It's best to double-check your seats when booking. Otherwise, the train was relatively empty until Luang Prabang, where it quickly filled with holidaymakers on their return journey to China. It takes roughly 3 hours 20 minutes from Vientiane to reach the Botan border crossing, where we hop off for immigration to leave Laos. Here, you must disembark with your luggage for security and passport checks before we're back onto the train. Then it is a short 10-kilometer crossing through Friendship Tunnel into China to disembark again, with luggage, at the Chinese checkpoint at Mohan for passport control and immigration. I personally traveled to China on an Irish passport, which, like many others, allows for 30-day visa-free travel in China. You will also need to complete an arrival card, which had been handed out earlier after boarding the train in Vientiane, giving plenty of time en route to complete them. Immigration is otherwise fairly quick and simple, as the international traveler queue is relatively small compared to travelers from China and Laos. So it takes roughly 20 minutes before we're ready to board again. From the China border, it is then a 4-hour 30-minute or so journey to Kunming. There are a number of stops en route to Kunming, and passengers come and go, so it's easy to switch seats without an issue. Before starting the journey from Vientiane to China, I recommend first downloading some handy apps, because once on the train, it's a straight journey to the border, and these apps make travel so much simpler once in China. First is LCR Ticket, the official booking app for the Laos-China Railway; Alipay for digital payments; WeChat for translation and communication; A-Maps, which is like Chinese Google Maps; and Didi Ride-hailing is like the Chinese Uber. I've linked to all this information in the comments and description below, and with these apps, travel in China will be a breeze. We then arrive to Kunming Nan, also known as Kunming South Station, where onward travel should be simple with a pre-arranged eSIM and the handy apps I shared before. The high-speed trains then travel from Kunming to almost anywhere in China. It's 7 to 8 hours to Hong Kong, 10 to 11 hours to Beijing, Shanghai is 12 hours. But Kunming itself is an exciting city, and the surrounding Yunnan province shares many of my personal highlights of China, including Lijiang and Shangri-La, which are 4 and 6 hours respectively, along the same line. I again share full itineraries on these destinations in the description. Otherwise, on this visit, we traveled north to Sichuan province for the megacities of Chengdu and Chongqing, both around 7 hours on the high-speed trains. Pandas, fiery hot pots, and some of the best food not only in Asia, but the world.